news here. Authorities investigating two swatting incidents in Williamson County. Independence High School went on lockdown after getting a threatening call. Students are home now. Our Braden Ross is in Thompson Station with the details.
A Williamson County school spokesperson tells me this all started with a threatening phone call against a student here at Independence High School today. And we just learned that law enforcement believes that was a prank swatting call and that there is no credible threat to the school here. That school spokesperson tells us there were some other swatting prank calls made in the area today, and Homeland Security was involved in the investigation. That caused the school to go into a shelter in place, and that means no one was able to enter or exit the school. They did lift that shelter in place at the end of the school day, and students were dismissed on time, but there was an increased police presence here for that dismissal, and sheriff's deputies were screening each vehicle that came into the school to pick up students. Again, this all appears to just be a prank here, but that increased presence was here nonetheless, just to be safe. In Williamson County, Braden Ross, WSMV4.
And police say there was another swatting call today in Spring Hill. They responded to what they thought was a shooting on Meadow Court. Turned out to be a hoax, though. Officers are still investigating and say there's no danger to the public. Right now, we don't know if this is connected to the threat called in there at Independence High School. Now, if you're not familiar with that phrase swatting, a swatting call is basically a hoax. Someone calls 911 to report a fake shooting, bomb threat, or hostage situation. That ends up leading to a heavy armed police or SWAT team response. This is a dangerous and serious crime. A person could face up to 20 years in prison.